Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful edition of, I don't know, we have Evening Alpha, we've got lore games, we've got after party. This isn't any of that. How many shows do we need? We need more shows. This is the Peep Show. This is our quarterly town hall where you get to have the behind the scenes of everything that we've done, everything that we're going to do. This one's actually really special. This is our, not only is this going to give you guys insight into 2023 and what we're doing Q1, working on right now, but it's a really quick reflection of all the stuff that we accomplished in 2022. And I got to tell you, like, Dusty and Melissa and Flint, like, it feels like a lot when you do it, and then when we write it down in a town hall like the Peep Show, you're like, man, we really do a lot of stuff around here. We do a lot.
That's why I was tired, but at the end of the summer.
That's right. Hey, what's up, MK? What's up?
But it's all for you, and it's all worth it.
It's all worth it. It's all for you. What's up, KG? What's up, MK? What's up, Studio? Avery, what's up, Galaxy? Galaxy says LFG. Studio's giving me emojis that don't work. That's cool. MK, he says, oh, snap. Numbers. Yeah, we're going to give you some numbers. KG says LFG. And MK says, yep, we're still alive. Suckers update. Yeah, this is really funny. We I don't know if you noticed, we didn't tell anybody, but we actually updated the Twitter profile because we said this, what was it, Dusty? We said it a couple times and then someone else said it to us and we were like, oh God, we got to use it. What was this? I don't totally remember how we came up with it, but do you remember the story?
No, I don't remember how we come up with it either, but yeah, it came out and we thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it basically is we've decided that our byline for 2023 for adult fantasy is adult fantasy. Yep. We're still here. Like that's enough. That's it. That's all you need to say in 2023. Like, and MK nailed it. Yep, we're still alive, suckers update. Like pretty much. So yeah, really quick before we jump in, I want to tell you guys a story. Melissa's got her wine. I got my little whiskey over here.
Show, right?
It's the Peep Show. This is what it's about.
Cheers.
Cheers. So there's a small town nearby where we live, and we went down there this weekend. And this little area is freaking amazing. Like it's super small, like a train run. It's like old school Western style almost, where there's one side and then another side and a train tracks. Like the train goes right through the center. In this little area, they've got two, what do you call them? Not beer distilleries. What do you call it? Breweries. Like they basically have two breweries. They've got like really good food, all kinds of stuff. We went down there and they just opened up a whiskey distillery. So this tiny little area, it's like a beer distillery, a whiskey distillery, brewery. Sorry, beer brewery, like micro, a wine bar, a whiskey distillery, and like a ice cream creamery, and like that's it. And I'm like, this has happened. There's even a pop culture shop down there that I have to go to more of. They actually have some guy opened up a store down there. And it's really obvious that it's his personal collection, similar to Andrew from War Games and Nerd Den. But what makes it different is that this guy clearly stopped collecting in 1995. Like you walk in there and it's everything I had and everything my friends had up until 1995. And then this guy just stopped collecting. It's really funny. It's like, I know exactly when you stopped collecting. You just kept all this stuff and now you open the shop trying to sell it. I appreciate that.
Well, maybe the rest won't fit yet. He has to sell.
Right, he has to move through the. He has to move.
Working his way through the decades.
So you can get tonight. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. It's a vintage pop culture shop. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, guys. So welcome. I'm really excited for tonight. The whole team is. I actually really love these town halls because we all get to. We speak every morning. you know, at our daily stand-ups, but this time we really get to, this is the time we really get to kind of present as a group. And I don't know, I love us all here, and it just makes me happy. So, all right, let's jump in. let me switch the stuff, add to stream. Let's do it. All right, the Community Peep Show Town Hall, Monday, January 9th, 2023. I cannot believe it's already the first week of the new year. Feels like being fired out of a cannon. Oh, all right, let's do it. AF, let's go. So, just in case you've never seen this before, this is a spoiler show. We're going to be giving you all the stuff that we've done, but we're also going to tell you stuff that we have coming out. So if you like spoilers, or I guess if you like to not be spoiled, if you like the surprise, maybe this isn't for you, or maybe you can watch what we really, some of the reviews and the numbers of what came out last year, and maybe you stop when we get to 2023. Up to you. But I always feel like I should say this. All right. So today's agenda, really simple. We always cover these four things: where we've been, where we are now, where we're going, and then some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in. Hey, what's up, Regis? Happy New Year. He says, I like wood spoilers. And Galaxy says, I love spoilers. Awesome. You guys are going to like this. We even have a big reveal at the very end. So stay tuned for the very end. And you may learn, you may find out a pretty big thing that's coming up in adult fantasy world. Cool. Let's jump in. So the very first thing we're going to do is do a 2022 year in review. So 2022 milestones. We launched 3 new collections. We launched Min Pass #1. We launched the Adult Fantasy and Hail Draconis collab. And we launched Origin Comic #1, the cover of which you can see right here. Now, we did launch a 4th collection. We launched Hail Draconis Prime, but that was more of a partnership. So we have that in a different section. That was really more about helping someone launch. But these are 3 actual launches that we did. Melissa or Flint or Dusty, do you guys have any thoughts on 2022 in terms of what we launched or anything like that?
Well,
Cool.
I'll just say I was so excited to launch a comic. You know,
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
yeah, that came out really. I think it came out really good. I mean, I gotta give props to Flint, because it's so easy for us to say, hey, like, we want this to glow in the dark, and so we've promised people like something can glow in the dark and be chromium. Is that cool? Just make it happen.
It's fine.
Just do it. Just do it.
Make it with more sparkles, right?
More sparkles. That's right.
More
Up the
sparkles.
sparkle factor by 3, please. Thank you.
Well, yeah,
What?
it was. There were some very different things happening with burning to mint. That was a cool thing to learn to do, and
Yeah.
that was sort of a technical thing to learn, so that was fun. Yeah.
And the mint site, everybody seemed to really dig the mint site too. Like the experience,
Yes,
the minting
we've
experience is
made
pretty
it,
good.
We've made it. We added some sparkle there as well. Actually, Todd pulled in some cute little icons and
Oh yeah, some little gif, like little
little
cute gifs and
the
stuff.
little frogs and things, and so we jazzed up the mint site quite a bit there, and gave it some more air handling as well. Woohoo!
Air handling for the
That's
win, man.
important.
That's fun.
So yeah, we did a lot in the last year.
It was a lot. In fact, we didn't even put mint site on here. And you guys can certainly go back and see our last town halls to see like the nitty gritty. This is sort of like top line. But because we did a lot. KG says Flint's the man. He definitely is. Galaxy says make it pop. And Rage says love the cover variants. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys.
But
Awesome.
what I really loved about Origin Comic #1 is that we started with like a blank slate and just like throwing random stuff at the wall.
Yeah.
Like maybe something will stick. And then we ended with just an incredible story that we all made together. Like it couldn't have come out any better.
Yeah, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about that too. But I think that's a big deal that shouldn't be underplayed. Like to my knowledge, this comic, Origin Comic #1, is really the first comic that completely came out from community effort. Like, not to throw shade at other projects, but when you're out there and you're looking at Web3 and you look at a lot of other comic projects or projects that use comics or anything, like it's usually the core team controls all of it, and the engagement that they have, even if it's a Q&A or questions, it's impactful, but not like life-changing, direction-changing to the project. With this, we were like, let's actually open it up and really just talk about it as a community and see what we can come up with. And to actually have that come out, not just as a story, but a really good story with a structure, with a beginning and a middle and an end and a nice climax and resolution. Like, that's not easy to achieve. This is the Origin Comic #1 is a huge milestone in my opinion. I think it sets the stage for a lot of awesome stuff. So definitely. All right. So three new collections. Also in 2022, we created Evening Alpha. So Evening Alpha is our live stream podcast focused on vetted founders and influencers. So one of the problems that we had early on, especially 2021, and then coming into 2022, and I think most of you guys have been around long enough in the NFT space. You guys know this. Like, there's so many projects come in and they say, hey guys, you want to do a giveaway? Let's partner. Let's do a collab. And you pitch our NFT and we'll pitch your NFT. And it's very, very standard, or at least it was very standard for a good year and a half. And the problem that we have with that is that we don't like the first thing is we didn't know the teams. And then we said, well, we need to start to know the teams. And so we started to try to get to know the teams, or the other people. But even with that, like a small DM session, you don't really know who these people are. And we're pretty protective of what we have at Adult Fantasy. And Lord knows we would never want to like just shill somebody's bullshit and have something negative happen. So one of the reasons we started Evening Alpha was because we were already starting to talk to teams about collabs, and you were like, well, if we're going to talk to people for an hour or so to figure out who they are, might as well record it and just push it out there. Like, let people see who the teams are. And that's basically how the live stream started. And then we turned it into a podcast. And so, yeah, we've been doing quite a bit, and we have a lot more coming in 2023. Any thoughts on this before I pop over, guys? Sum it up pretty well.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Yeah. So 2022 milestones, created Evening Alpha. We also created something called Super Secret, and Super Secret is a founders network. This is our partner network of vetted professional founders. So Super Secret spawned outside of Evening Alpha. So once we started doing Evening Alpha, we realized that we had this network of really cool founders, and we wanted to make sure that we stayed in contact with the founders, and DMs suck. So we were like, well, maybe we can put them in their own Discord so we can actually keep in contact, and because we're meeting people and we're learning about all these other projects. And this is ballooned. It's turned into an actual founders network. And one of the things that I want to, if there's one thing that we could convey to you guys tonight, it's that, a lot of people look from the outside in and they say marketing. And their idea of marketing is the number of Twitter followers you have or the number of people in Discord. And while that's important, really what that is at the end of the day is a vanity metric. Or it can be, if it's misused, it can be a vanity metric. What's just as important is stuff like Evening Alpha and Super Secret, because what we're building here with Adult Fantasy is a network of projects, so that when we start to do drops, when Adult Fantasy Season 2 or whatever it is, when other things come out from Adult Fantasy, we now have a network of other projects who are super supporters of us, like we're supporters of them, and they're going to be pitching. They're completely willing to promote Adult Fantasy to their audiences, just as we're willing to promote their upcoming drops to you guys, because we trust them and we know them, we like them, and we trust them. And so we're now building this network. We actually have a pretty big reach, and we'll talk a little bit about that reach later. But the reach is getting bigger and bigger, and it's super secret. And Evening Alpha was probably two of the smartest things we did last year in terms of long-term sustainability and long-term growth. Does that make sense, guys? Does that sum up pretty well?
It does, yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Cool.
And hey, I can no longer see the screen share. Do you think you could unshare and reshare?
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
sure something happened on my end.
Yeah. Okay, here, I'm going to remove it, and we're back. Does that work?
Excellent. Can't see anything.
Cool.
Oh, now I can't see anything either.
Folks on
I
the
did see it.
chat.
Yeah, folks in the chat, is it just Dusty? I saw Dusty bounce out, so I'm going to guess that Dusty had a problem. Flint, can you see the screen okay?
I could, and now I cannot.
Flint?
Can
you hear me?
There you are.
Now
we
the chat
can't
can't see it.
see it.
We can't. Now it's
Now.
gone.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it either now.
What?
I saw it before when Dusty couldn't, and now I
Okay, let's try it again.
yeah.
Gone. MK says gone. Galaxy says gone. Awesome. I'm glad we're having our very first error with
Neat.
All right, so it's not there now. I'm going to put it back on. Can you see it?
We have to let folks. There's a delay.
Nope.
Flint cannot see it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Give me 1 second, guys. Gone. It's history. Awesome. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna disconnect my.
Well, you disconnected something. I like the face that it paused on too.
Yeah, you see, Flint, this is what happens when I say things, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't see it.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys see me?
Oh,
okay?
they're back. They're back.
we're
Oh my gosh, we need to stop.
I can hear you the whole time.
Stop talking
Yeah.
shit now.
That's pretty fun.
How's that?
Excellent.
Hey, there you are.
Sometimes VPNs. I always forget. I should probably turn my VPN off when we do a live stream.
Yes.
Chat, Rageous, Studio, Galaxy, Bad Kitty, KG. Can you guys see this now? Let me know if you can see the slide deck. I'll give it a second. I know there's a delay. 2023 milestone technology. I don't know. I don't see anyone typing.
Yeah, all good now.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. All
Oh,
good.
yeah, there
All
we go.
good. Yes,
Cool.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. So anyway, as always, that's it, folks. Thank you for no, I'm just kidding. So as I was saying, I honestly, in my personal opinion, I think us doing Super Secret and Evening Alpha was probably the smartest thing we did in 2022. If you think about it as paying it forward, 2023, 2024, 2025, our network for adult fantasy and for our projects and for our networks is going to get massive. It's going to be very, very big. And it started in 2022. And so, and it's been fantastic. I mean, some of these projects are top notch, and it's an honor to know them and know the teams and do collabs with them. It's just awesome. Cool. So what else did we do in 2022? We established the Lore Games. It's our community-driven writers' room, which drives story creation in our universe. So again, we did something that no other team has done. And it's not about throwing shade. It's about understanding that we're doing things a little differently because of our history and because of our beliefs on what this really can be. And so, we launch with the Lore Games every Thursday. We're going to talk about some of the milestones of Lore Games here in a minute. But it's very rare, I think, to actually for a project to do a live stream where they're actually breaking down the process and in real time creating the future of the universe and documenting it. We're not just doing these live streams. The reason it's a live stream is because we have the ability to document all of the progress. So there's a video history that's coming now of everything we're building. So 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, people will be able to look back and be like, holy crap, they literally documented like everything they freaking did. And you guys are a part of that, right? So it's there, it's archived, it's really, and it's becoming actual products. It's becoming Origin Comic #1. We've got Zach's writing that novel, and he's doing a phenomenal job. So all this stuff is happening, and we're building the universe. It's really, really cool. All right, next up from milestones in 2022, we partnered with dozens of projects. We partnered with them dozens of projects for live events via Evening Alpha, and we also partnered with projects with for physicals. We partnered with Bugatti Luggage, we partnered with Ism Toys, and more. We have a lot more coming up. You know, we've given the green light to other teams for a couple of different things, and it just depends on if and when they can release it. Bear market's build market. Hopefully they do well. But we're growing. You know, we're actually getting the stuff out there, and I really wish I had some of this luggage. So it's really freaking cool, but it doesn't matter. The fact is that we did it and we put it out there, and there is now luggage out there with adult fantasy characters on it, and there's Sculpt out there with 344, who's going to be paying being a big focus in 2023. 344 is a big deal, so that's going to be really cool to see. So that was awesome. We did a bunch of partnerships, and we're moving on. So I want to before we jump to the next slide. This is where we're going to get in a little bit of the detail and nitty gritty of 2022. We did some research. As you guys know, we passed out a survey last week, was it? A few days ago. So a little bit of information, if you want to know a little bit about the actual community, you guys, who's in the network. We got about, Dusty, how many responses did we get? About 40?
About 40, yeah.
About 40. Cool. So this is about this, and that's a good sample size. I think it pretty much sums everything up. So 2022 holders and supporters. Our holders are like that image, it's pretty good. Mostly between the ages of 30 and 50, experienced in the space. So they have NFT collections of hundreds or thousands, which is amazing. So, and most of our community self-identifies as holders, not flippers. You guys are really informed, so you tend to follow alpha chats and research and do analytics and things like that. And it's global, reporting over 8 time zones on our survey. And that's awesome. That is exactly the kind of community that we're trying to foster. People who know what's up, who've been at this for a while. You know, I mean, to have collections in the hundreds or thousands is pretty amazing for most people that responded. Is awesome. The fact that most people identify as holders and not flippers, and that they're very informed is that is exactly who we hope to attract. Again, we were always thinking about long-term sustainability, long-term growth. That's who you need, right? I would rather have 10 people that are experienced holders that are informed and dig what we're doing, as opposed to 1,000 flippers, right? Yes, certainly flippers are secondary. That's where like secondary money is made, and that's great. But for the long-term health and sustainability of a project, of a company, like we're as far as I'm concerned, hitting on all cylinders. So thank you guys like so much from the bottom of my heart for filling this out and for being a part of our community, right, guys?
Right?
Any plug for
Yeah,
continuing
absolutely.
to fill out the survey?
Yes, fill out the
Okay.
survey. If you haven't filled out the survey, what the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't filled out the survey, please do. We'd love to know more. Like the more info we have, the more we know how to kind of react and what to build and things like that. So we certainly love hearing from you guys. So yeah, by all means, if you haven't filled out the survey, please do so. You know, we want to know more always. What is this next slide? I wonder.
This next slide.
Holders and supporters. So adult fantasy is growing. Okay. There's a lot of numbers behind the scenes. I want to share some of it. So first off, we have grown an email list of over 1,000 people. This email list comes primarily from the Mint site. So that's a big deal. We've done zero promotion for the minting page. We've paid no ads. I haven't spent any money on advertising for the Mint site. This is purely based on people coming to the Mint site and having to take an action. Either they click on the button that says, you know, stay in contact or whatever it says, like actually physically pushing the button and filling out their information, or minting. And then the last modal that you see says something to the effect of, your transaction's complete, stay in touch. And they've decided to enter their email, their name and email. So we have over 1,000 emails and growing. That's phenomenal. Right now, our average Twitter reach is around 6,400 plus. We give it a plus or minus. I know you can go to Twitter and you can see the number, but there's bots and the number goes up and down. So we give it kind of like a nice, what we think is a pretty solid number, so that if it goes up or down tomorrow, it's not a big deal. So we have over 6,400 people on Twitter, and we have over 7,000 people in Discord right now. So thank all 7,000 of you for being here. We definitely have like maybe a dozen, maybe I would say about a good dozen, 2 dozen people that are hardcore, pretty much people that are here, like Galaxy and MK and KG and Willie D and Wizard and J-Rod and Carrots. You guys know the names.
If we forget names.
I can't go through the whole list that are, we would consider like hardcore, and we love you guys so much. But it's also important for you guys to know that it's not like it's just 12 people in the Discord, right? We've got over 7,000 people. You see them when you usually see new people. Well, I should say what appears to be new people kind of come in during launches. A lot of times they're new. A lot of times they're not. They're just quiet people. But 7,000 people is not a small number, and we definitely appreciate Rageous. Jerry just says I heard him. Sorry, Rageous.
No. We love you, Rageous.
Rageous. I love you, Rageous. I love you. Everybody, all of the above, and especially Rageous.
Good. Yeah.
Guess I could say
I pulled that out.
I think I pulled that out, Rageous. I think I pulled it out. Anyway, so these are good numbers. We're growing all the time. This also, again, from a marketing standpoint, this does not include the other super secret founders. We'll talk about the numbers on that in a second. Also their audience reach. That's an important number. That's to me is a more important number. It's just as important, I should say, as like whatever our Twitter number is and whatever our Discord number is. It's not necessarily how many people are in your immediate group as much as it is how many people you have the ability to reach out to, if that makes sense. So imagine those 36 projects and then all of their numbers as well. So it's pretty awesome. What else? 2022 holders and supporters. This is some Flint magic. We got some really cool numbers here. We've got 2,567 unique holders, which is awesome. We have 93.5% have held for 12 months. That's season 1. So 93.5% have never given it up. 93.5%. That is huge. Also, 80% have held for 6 months or around 6 months. 80%. That's crazy numbers. And just to put that 80% in context, some of the projects haven't been around. I think, what was it? The Hail Draconis one has been around for 5 months. That number is also 80%. It was like 79.5 or something. So we went ahead and rounded it up and included it in here. So that 80% number is across season 1, Ashcan, and the Hail Draconis collab. It doesn't include the Origin comic because the Origin comic just came out, obviously, but 80% across every single project was pretty badass. So thank you guys again. And especially thanks to Rageous. Thank you. Anyway, 2022 Adult Fantasy Dev form factors. We now have numerous form factors, including trading cards, ashcans, comics, original art, and more. That's coming soon. Flint, how are you feeling? Like, you want to talk a little bit about 2022?
Yeah, we had a really good time building new form factors this year. The comic form factor and the ashcan form factor. We built an entirely new damage model for those systems or for those form factors. We really had a good time putting that together, and learned a lot of good lessons from that we're going to take into next year.
Yeah, they look so freaking good, man. Like, yeah, they look so freaking good. I kind of just stare at them. So I told Flint and Dusty, like, I kind of have a daydream now, like I want to get one of those flat screen, that's those square. They're calling them like NFT monitors, but whatever. They're just flat screens that are square. They're just monitors that are square. But
Yeah.
you can put them on the wall, and you just have a digital piece. I have this vision of having a few around the house, and it's just like spinning NFTs, like a spinning thing. It'd be freaking dope, man. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
And Melissa just goes along with it. You are the best wife ever. Holy shit. She just okay. Wait. Time out. To be fair, at this point, I think Melissa would just be happy to have anything on the walls.
Yes, I was Well, no, that's very specific. And so if it's not quite the right thing, then it doesn't go up on the wall. So I just forced him to put some stuff up in the girls' room this weekend. Okay, this weekend. So they had nothing on their walls.
We have a blank wall house with no furniture, but it's fine. Everything's great. It's minimal. We're minimal people.
Minimal, and it has to be just right, which is fine.
It looks
yes,
great.
anything on the wall would be good. Especially.
And it's a shame, you don't have like an artist in the family or something that could put some stuff up on those walls.
We just don't have any art.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying.
it's just not hung up.
it's just, I mean, Anyway, what else we got? 2022. We have KG says we know it all stays in Todd's man cave. This is true.
This is true.
Because
Look around,
it's because every time I'm on stream, I'm always pulling out art, like random pieces of art.
Yes, it's all here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, 2022 Adult Fantasy Dev lore games. So we're 6 months in, and we've completed Volume 1 and Volume 2. The community created the story together, and now it's being turned into a novel. So Volume 1 is being turned into a book by Zachary Arbella. He's pretty much done with the first draft. I think it'll be coming into AFHQ in the next week or two. He's just finishing it off. Now, first draft is, we call it professionally, I'm not making it up. It's literally called a shitty first draft because it's a shitty first draft. It's like, it's just getting done. So then as a group, we'll go through it and we'll push it into second draft and that final third draft. And then we'll have a book, guys. Like we'll actually have an adult fantasy novel. And man, I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Can't wait to read it.
Dude, I'm so psyched for that. I think everyone, Team AF wants a library of adult fantasy novels. Like I think that would be freaking awesome. Like
Yes,
what's that?
please.
We can beat that Dianetics dude hands down. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyway, let's see. MK says, Lore Games has truly been one of my favorite nights. Amazing to get to watch how the sausage is made and get to take part. Awesome. Well, stay tuned because we got some updates on that, MK, for sure. I appreciate that. We love you guys coming out to it. And we're really glad that you guys dig it for sure. All right, let's see what else. More AF Dev. We launched Origin Comic #1. This was our first community created story, and it evolved right out of Lore Games. So again, none of us. Basically, the whole team really wants to put a little pin in this to explain how special this is because it really is organic. We have some ideas, of course. And I think maybe sometimes in the community, it makes some people in the community nervous. Like, it's much easier when the core team is just like, we're going to do this. And certainly we could do that. But I think it's so much better when we can kind of educate and guide as opposed to like, say, this is what we're going to come out with because this is what it's going to be. And honestly, I think it's more fun for us too, to be like, we know what's going to come out, but we don't really know what we knew there would be a comic to come out, but we had no idea like what it would be. Like, who knew? So it's really cool to kind of see that all come together. There's gonna be a lot more of that for sure this coming year. Also, for Evening Alpha in 2022, we completed 42 episodes of Evening Alpha founder chats and already have more awesome projects lined up for this quarter. So we did 42 project, for like interviews with like 42 different projects. And then in Super Secret, we have 36 partner projects. So 36 partner projects. Again, that's a big freaking deal, because these are people, when we drop things, we now have 36 people. We're going to say, hey, you know, AF comes first, of course, but we'd love to give you guys some allow list spots as well. That's 36 partner projects, and that number is going to more than double this year. Okay, so we're expecting to have, I mean, I believe, Dusty, is our goal 100 this year or close to it? We're going to get as close to 100 as we can.
Yeah, I think our goal for the year is about 100 projects by the end of the year. Yep.
So think about that, guys. Like no matter what our Twitter number is, no matter what our Discord number is, no matter how much like super activities in Discord, and of course we're always going to work on that. We now, by the end of 2023, we're going to have around 100 projects where we can say, hey, you guys, let's we're going to give 25 allow list spots to 100 projects. So that's a 2,500 piece drop before we even go public. And that, of course, you guys are AF, so you guys don't have to worry about it. You guys are always getting first dibs. But that means something big. You kind of see what we're doing here? Like, in a couple of years, we're going to be, I genuinely think we will be able to, and in all our partner projects in Super Secret, we'll be able to engineer a mint out pretty much anytime we want. That's the goal. So it's pretty awesome. So just the beginning, you know.
You know, something I'd add to that is that these projects are our friends now, right? We're on first name basis with them. They ask us for advice. We ask them for advice. Like, we're really close in relationships with all these different projects, and it's going to be really beneficial to Adult Fantasy and to everybody.
Yeah,
out into the future, to us and them.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the point. Like, it's not, I mean, certainly because this is like an AF town hall, I'm saying, like, from our perspective, but everyone in the Super Secret Discord knows this as well. Like, this is about everybody. Like, we want to be part of our value prop to you guys is also to expose you guys to other awesome projects. You know, I don't want to mention anyone just because I didn't mention Rages. I'm gonna forget like a lot of the project names, but like when these guys do drops, we can come to you guys and say, hey, our friends over at so and so is doing a drop. Go check it out. And when someone comes and says, hey Todd, hey Dusty, hey Melissa, hey Flint, do you guys trust this project? We can say, absolutely. Not only do we trust them, they're friends of ours. Also, you can check out their interview over here, so you can learn more about the project. And I think all of us together, we you know, it's like a rising tide lifts all boats. So I think it's really important. Like, it's one of the, again, it's one of the best things we did was to do this, to bring these teams together. We're learning a tremendous amount from these other projects. You know, there's some brilliant people out there, man, and it's really cool to meet them and hang out with them. I talked to a team this morning. I'm talking to another team on Friday. So it's really awesome. And so I think it's something sorely needed in our space, you know, for sure. And it's a blessing to be part of. All right. Also, finally, community engagement 2022.
I think it's better that I don't see these slides at a time. Oh my!
It's my favorite part of this.
It really is. We did 2022 community engagement live events. We did 2 IRL events. We did NFT NYC and we did Heroes Con. We did an average of over 25 live events a month, and we've only been tracking this for 6 months. And in those 6 months, we did over 150 live events. So 150 live events in 6 months. That was only, again, we only started tracking this 6 months ago. So we're probably going to double that this year. Maybe beyond. I don't know if we can do more than double it, but man, we're going to try. And I don't think there's another project that's doing as much and is out there as much and is open as much as we are. And that goes for top 50 projects. I'll call out any top 50 project and see if they can put numbers up like this. I don't think they can. And so kudos to everybody here. Kudos to you guys for helping us and to support it. That is no joke. When we're in an industry and in a market that all they talk about is like transparency and the team, and half the teams are using, you know, anonymous names and avatars. We're doing 150 live events in 6 months, an average of over 25 events every single month. Like, if you're interested in knowing the team, if you're interested in being a part of our group, we're here. You know what I mean? We're pretty much an open book is what that means. And so, yeah, that was pretty, I don't know, when you do it, it doesn't like, it feels like you're just kind of doing it. You know what I mean? And then when Dusty showed me the number, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, holy crap. Like, that's a lot, man. So yeah, again, thank you to everybody. And that's pretty staggering numbers. Again, I don't think anybody, I don't think any team, I would challenge any other project to show numbers that beat this. I would love to meet them, honestly, and I'd love to interview them to see how they do it. If you're doing better numbers, if you are a project and you are doing better numbers than this, please contact us. We'd love to know how you're doing it so that we can mimic you. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's pretty much it for 2022. There's a lot of stuff we didn't cover. Again, we didn't want this to be like a 7-hour slide deck. We just wanted to cover kind of the highlights. Of course, we talked about the minting sites, and there's just a bunch of other stuff in there as well. You can go check out past town halls if you want to see the absolute master list. But I think that's a pretty good summary of 2022. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
So congrats to 2022. Now we can kick its corpse. It's done. It's great. And yeah, like I also want to again thank everybody in chat, and everybody that's going to watch this at a later date. Like we're doing this with you guys. Couldn't happen without you guys. Again, I would say that you put what we are doing as a group, as a community, up against anything else, and we're right up there. Period. I would put us up against anybody, honestly. That's it for 2022. Let's talk about 2023. Let's see what we have. And we got a big surprise coming. A big announcement coming at the end. So we'll see what that is. All right. So 2023, this is just Q1. This is not the whole year. This is just January, February, and March. So first up, January and February. And it was tiny. Lore Games 2. Lore Games version 2. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding more options to engage with Lore Games, and this is going to be on your own schedule and in your own way. So last year we experimented with the concept itself because it had never been done before. And can you even do this? Can we make a rule set that even allows for the communal creation of a story, let alone a novel? And the answer is yes. It's not only plausible, it's possible, and the story can turn out to be freaking awesome. We did it for a comic book, a very simple comic, and we did it for a novel, which is not simple at all. So it runs the gamut, meaning we can do pretty much whatever we want as a group. So the one piece of feedback you guys gave us, and I think it's great feedback, is that there are some people that can't make the Lore Games. So there's a time constraint because it's a global, you guys are global, everyone's around the world. So coming at like a specific time on a specific day is really hard. It's also hard to catch the replay sometimes because, it's like an hour long or more. It's like 2 hours long. And it's like, it's kind of hard to catch up. Also, for those of you guys that show up live, I know that we know that sometimes it can feel a little hard or it's a little difficult to feel like you can put your idea out there. I know there's sometimes a lot of fear, like my idea is too stupid or whatever, or maybe just in the moment, you're not really sure what to say, but you want to participate. So we did a ton of experimenting with ChatGPT over the break. If you're not familiar with ChatGPT, it's AI-based text. You guys are super intelligent, so I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with it. It's the news on it is all over the place. We've been experimenting with it since it came out extensively, and we figured out a system, a way to integrate it into the Lore Games that doesn't interfere with our creativity. In fact, what it's going to allow us to do is to go through the Lore Games and create a series of questions, like multiple choice questions, and then based on those questions, we can actually create a Discord channel and have a week-long voting session. So you come whenever you feel like it, and you'll be able to come and vote and figure out what it is. And then we can address it on the next lore games and kind of move forward and polish and things like that. So I'm sure there's going to be tweaks. I'm sure there's going to be things that come up where we're going to have to think on our feet and be like, well, that didn't work, but let's try this and all that kind of stuff. But we experimented with this quite a bit. We got a system down. We think the system's going to work. And most importantly, for me and for Team AF, most importantly, the questions that we can come up with. What?
No, it's something that Avery is saying. You don't have to read it.
Yeah, Studio says I literally say things like omnibussy and prison wallet. No idea, Stu. This is true. If Avery can come up with an idea, you can too. Thank you. And KG says having lots of fun with ChatGPT too. It's amazing. Absolutely. So what's really cool about this is that, again, I think one of the strengths of AF is that we're not. It's not. These aren't just questions that are insignificant. These are story directing questions, not like, leading questions, right? A leading question is 344 is going to work. He gets to work. How does he get to work? Does he walk, ride a bike, take a boat, or take an airplane? Well, that's kind of a false equivalency question, in my opinion, in our opinion, because either way, 344 is getting to work. Like your insight as a voter, as someone contributing, like it matters, but it could matter more, right? So a bigger question is like 344 is on his way to work. Does he make it to work? And if not, why not? Like that's a whole different ball game where you're just like, we don't even know the answer to this. What do you guys think? It's more like a which way book or choose your own adventure, which I think is pretty badass. So we're going to be using ChatGPT to help us in lore games formulate some questions, and that way it can be lore games core team like Andrew and Avery and Ramel and Dusty and Flint and Zach. Like we will come up with a question or two, like an option, and we'll have ChatGPT come up with some options, and you guys on live can come up with options, and those become multiple choice, and we can push them out there. And then the rest of the community, the other 7,000 people, even though most of them are quiet, like can come out and have that time to select the direction in which you want to go. Does that make sense, Dusty, Flint? Did I kind of sum that up okay?
I think so.
Very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since I haven't really heard it, I understood it.
Well, we keep you in the code basement, so it's fine. The lab, the code lab.
Yes.
The lab.
The windowless lab, yes.
For me, like in a code.
We do. Oh, we do. We should do that.
Okay.
So that's coming January, February. World Bible, February. So we're setting the stage for massive world and character development. Maybe if you were here watching Lore Games last week, you saw a little piece of this. So we've had a World Bible since day one internally. We've had it just for us. It's helped us kind of guide us, some of the products and some of the things that we've wanted to release. The World Bible has been our guide, but we haven't made it public, and we wanted to, we needed to develop it further. So we've been putting a lot of work in. We're developing it. A lot of the stuff that you guys are coming up with on Lore Games, and some of the stuff that Lore Games, the crew, like Avery and Andrew and all those guys, like some of the things that you guys are saying is making it into this World Bible. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be launching this publicly in February. It's not small. It is. We are setting the stage for full-on world and character development. So as we move forward, do not think of metaverse, 3D, all that kind of stuff. All of us, we tend to kind of zig when others zag. Everybody wants to go into metaverse. That's cool. We're actually looking at ways to create the universe, and ways to bypass the 50 plus years that it took Marvel and DC and Stan and all those guys to develop that universe. So I don't want to give a lot away. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. to thank, for Dusty's sake. But the things that we will be coming up with, there's going to be a tremendous amount of community stuff to do, a lot of fun, and it all is going to come back to the World Bible. So we're going to get your input. We're going to share with you guys, and it's going to really be the cornerstone document for development for the next several years. It's going to be pretty awesome. So World Bible, expect V1, and it's a living document. It's not like we're going to release it and it's done. So V1 comes out in February, and then we'll be continually expanding on it, probably weekly or monthly. So there's that. All right. So Super Secret website. As a premier founders network, we are expanding our reach and impact. Dusty, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. Yeah. So over the past few months, we've met with lots and lots of founders, and our list is now getting to the point where we're at capacity. And so we definitely want to start making it easier to reach out to other people and really projecting what our message is with Super Secret. And so we're going to start with building a new website for it.
Perfect. And I would say that part of that goal is we're starting to go beyond just so 2022 was founder centric, and 2023, while it's also founder centric, Super Secret will always be about project founders. We're also going to start bringing in people into that group, like influencers or advisors or people who come maybe from outside but have major connections, like some venture capital people. A lot of those people on the surface, it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with adult fantasy, but I promise you, when you bring those people into a network and you're a part of that network, it affects everybody. Meaning you get someone who has a really big audience in there that really enjoys your project. That's just going to be a signal boost for everybody, right? So by putting that Super Secret website together, it sets it up as an authority, and it also helps us become that authority. And pretty much every project in there becomes sort of a leading figure inside their own category. We've got games in there, we've got films inside of Super Secret, we've got a space company inside there. There's a lot of different types of founders in there and projects and startups in there. And so by building that website, we really kind of plant that flag as like, hey, this is the premier place for Web3 project founders. And of course, adult fantasy is in there. So I think it's going to be very important. Again, this is a lot of what we're doing has to do with real marketing over the long term, if that makes sense.
And I really want to stress as well that everything that we're doing with Super Secret is to benefit adult fantasy. They're not two separate things. Super Secret is kind of the marketing sector of adult fantasy.
It absolutely is. And that's a great point, Dusty. And it's like, think about it like this. Like when you're marketing, there's a few ways you can do it. You can do organic marketing, which is what most projects do, which is word of mouth and giveaways and collabs. And then there's paid marketing inside of NFTs. A lot of times that means just paying an influencer to show your stuff, right? Or you're paying I promise you, every single one of these news outlets, if you want to get your NFT promoted, you're paying them, right? I know you probably don't know that. Maybe some of you do, but like every single one of those little news outlets, I'm not mentioning any names, but if you're getting an article written about you, they're charging you money, usually like an ETH or more. Like it's not cheap. And so you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's another way to build, and we get to, like, again, with Super Secret, we get to utilize everyone else's network and they get to utilize our network, where it's a group of imagine basically what we're doing is we're building a network of discords, right? A network of discords. So imagine adult fantasy, like we have 7,000 people in our network. Boom, one of the projects in Super Secret just got access to you guys because we trust them and they're dope projects. And so there's no problem promoting them because like we collect them. Like I personally collect these other projects because they're freaking awesome. So why not share it? right? So it just gets exposure on a massive scale. It every time we interview somebody and every time someone comes in as super secret, every single person in our group grows by whatever factor their Discord is. If that founding team has 10,000 people in their Discord, that helps everybody. Like you can't to pay for that would cost you literally thousands of dollars. And so instead of just shilling money to some shill who's just going to pitch it once, let's find projects who are like-minded, who we want to help, who are phenomenal, and then together we can share that collective wealth and really pitch each other. Does that make sense? Is that kind of clear?
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Like,
so.
It's super important. And I know it's I think you guys get it, but I do understand that for some people who are not acquainted to marketing or to the value that this could be, who could see like, what are you guys doing? There's adult fantasy and you're talking about a podcast, a super secret, and how does this have to do with anything? And it's like, no, it really, like, it's the most important thing. It's like, it's so important, and it's benefited us so much. I mean, if you look at the partnerships we had with Bugatti, that partnership came straight out of Super Secret. Dead straight on, right? Like that's how we grow. So it's been super valuable, and we're doing everything we can to make Super Secret valuable for every single founding team in that group. We're going to make that just like AF. We want to make every drop we do and every lore game and everything that we release for AF direct. We want to make it as valuable for you guys as possible. We want to do a lot of stuff for Super Secret to make that valuable as possible, because that just means when we do an adult fantasy drop, like game over. You know what I mean? Like, we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing, which benefits everybody in AF and benefits everybody in Super Secret. So it's two different sides of the same coin. What else we got? So Super Secret website, that's coming in March. Flint, backend redesign in March.
Yeah.
So continued development on the AF deployment system. This specific update is going to shorten NFT reveal time. What's that about, Flint?
Yeah. Well, so as everyone probably knows, one of the things that we try to do different is our product is it's pretty technically complicated. It's pretty advanced. We're trying to push the limits as much as we can with every release. And one of the things that we did last year to help us do these really complicated releases better and quicker was a backend redesign. We built a entirely new deployment system for creating new projects, setting them up, serving them up to people, getting them on the blockchain. And as a result, we were able to do the 3 launches that we did last year. This year, I'm basically going to continue with that effort. Take what we built last year, clean it up, make it easier to use. Basically, what that leads to is we can do, even more technologically advanced launches quicker, and that includes reveal times. That includes how often we can release. All of those things will improve.
Awesome. One of the things, and this is also a credit to Flint, like one of the things that I think is so amazing that I don't think a lot of people know is, when you go to OpenSea or your favorite platform for viewing or purchasing an NFT, we're used to seeing that JPEG, and then you click on the JPEG and it becomes a bigger JPEG and a modal. And what Flint did that's so different than any other NFT is that most NFTs, I would say over 90%, maybe 95%, maybe even more than that. A vast majority of NFTs are either JPEGs or they're movies. So if something is spinning, if something is built in 3D and it's spinning, it's just a movie. It's just a loop of a movie. What Flint did was he took that window that you see in OpenSea and he converted it into a game engine. So when you're purchasing, when you own an adult fantasy drop, whether it's AFS1, whether it's the Ashcan, whether it's the Hail Draconis collab, either one, whether Hail Draconis aside or the AF covers, you're actually owning a game engine where the game is the NFT. Am I right on that, Flint?
That's right.
Yeah, it's super special. Like, and so a lot of the stuff that Flint is doing on the back end is literally updates to a game engine. So these are like, this is why when Flint says, yeah, it's a little advanced, like, no, like there's a reason why nobody does it. You know what I mean? But it also allows us to be cutting edge. It allows us to do updates. It allows us to present things in a way that nobody else can, right? So it's very, very special. And so Flint's done amazing work, and it's really cool to see. MK says, Unity for the win. Well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Unity.
Unity's pretty. I mean, I love Unity because I see what it does. I wish I could code and know more about it, but you know, every time Dusty and I hop on with Flint for like a session, kind of like reviewing like a drop or something, all we see is like a lot of windows and a lot of words and dials and connectors,
Like 500 buttons and switches, and yeah.
And some things he's like, well, I just had to build this and invent this, so you know, blah. Like, okay, cool, sounds good. You know, again,
As you can obviously see here, where?
Yeah. So for this drop, Flint, we just need this NFT to like transform into a robot. Is that cool? Thanks.
Oh, that's it.
Thanks.
See, that's
My
easy,
job is
but making
done.
it glow.
Yeah, can you just make this glow? Like, why not? Like, here's the JPEG. Hey,
That's
Flint,
the hard one.
Here's the JPEG I found on Google. Make it happen. Here's the reference image. Peace out. God. Anyway, yeah, it's awesome, and so yeah, the back end redesign is super important, and if it helps Flint, it helps all of us. So let's go for it. All right, I think so. The next one I think is Melissa's camp. This is fiat pay for NFTs in March. So we're looking at options to integrate fiat payments into our custom minting site. Let's onboard all those Web 2 folks. Melissa?
Yes. I mean, that's one of the goals for the next drop, and so we'll be deciding exactly which partner to go with and integrate that. So yes, you could pay with a credit card per se.
I'm so excited about this. Like
so yeah, that's as part of the goal. It was actually on the list last year. It continues to be and that'll be the first thing this year. Then there'll be some rework of our smart contracts for the operator. I'm saying the wrong words. I've had wine. Operator verification that OpenSea put out. So we have to include that. We got grandfathered in on our just slid in there with the origin comic, but the next ones have to have it. So
the operator is the royalty thing that OpenSea came out with.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. So yes, that might actually happen. You want to share?
Yeah.
Talking?
No, it's cool. KG says might finally get Drew to get an AF with fiat. LOL. Right? Oh my God,
Yes.
dude.
Lord knows you've been trying.
Anyway, so yeah, so that there's some of that by the next drop that we that I need to put in. So
yeah,
and then some just general improvements, because that's what we do. You look at the code later and you're like, well, that's crap. Let's do it better.
that's right.
So that'll be the opportunity, since I have to redeploy those particular facets anyway.
But I gotta say, like for you guys who've been here since the beginning, if you guys were here at mint of AFS1 to where we are and what we're doing now, it's like night and day. Like
a lot easier.
Like the drop, like even the last drop with the Origin comic, the fact that we have multiple tiers now, and one is a burn and one is just a regular mint, to get feedback that from pretty much everybody. And again, if you guys had a problem, please let me know. But like the feedback, as far as we know, was like everybody was like, yeah, super smooth. It was really quick. Like everybody loved it.
Our average went down a little bit with Origin Comic as far as like this is the time that we're going to drop.
Right, our timeline.
Yeah, and that was more like just like versioning control, to be honest, folks. I just it got silly, and it was hard for me to fix quickly because that went off.
So what Melissa's talking about is we have this thing we decided after, really, I mean, I think our second drop, or we decided pretty early on to stop calling it a launch time and call it a launch party. So you will no longer
be at the minute.
We're launching at 9 p.m.
Happen when you're making calls to the blockchain.
Yeah. Well,
and updating and redeploying, sites. It just didn't.
No, well, not only does it not
Anytime
happen,
you predict it's going to be wrong.
What's that?
Anytime you predict is going to be slightly wrong.
Always. What always happens, if you say we're going to drop at 9 p.m. Eastern time, for example, like at 9:01, someone pops in Discord and is like, WTF, scam. And you're like, oh my God, like we're hitting the button, we gotta try, and then something comes up. So we just have launch parties now. But it's getting Melissa,
I feel like we'll be even better the next
but what you don't know is that Melissa is such a hardcore dev and a perfectionist that she's been tracking time. And so that's what she means. Like our actual launch time to mint at launch party has gotten better and better. So
I gotta get back up.
So
that's the goal.
So
yeah, some of this one was on me.
It's all on all. So MK says more tech nerdery. I say good luck with the contract work, especially if you get Drew in. Right? Yeah. What? Right, KG. 100%. I think like if we can put fiat in and get like chubby normies like Andrew to purchase, it's going to be a huge win. And so that's my goal. And I look, honestly, and I've told this is a little on the serious tip, but still funny. Like legit, like I believe the future for Web 2, Web 3 bridging is the Reddit model. Like Reddit did something I think from a historical standpoint is absolutely major. Like they have an app, they have a service that is inherently anti-NFTs. Millions of people that do not like the NFTs, that when they said, hey, we're going to do NFTs, like it was like, no, don't do it. Like ArtStation, DeviantArt, a lot of the art platforms that have millions of users did the same thing, and their users said the same thing, don't do it, and they all backed off. Reddit, instead of backing off, said, you guys are right. Instead of an NFT, we're doing a digital collectible tied to the blockchain. And you're not going to have a wallet, you're going to have a Reddit vault. And everyone was like, oh my God, it's so cool. They signed up 3.2 million people into Web3. 3.2 million new wallets
but
into
they
Web3.
Don't understand that it's
They just changed the name from NFT, which has like negative connotation
right.
for some people that don't understand it, to digital collectible. And so that's where Dusty made this little meme here that says, do you want NFT to buy this NFT? What? No, obviously not. Do you want to buy this digital collectible? Yo! What? So cool. Because that's literally how it is.
Is this a new, like I just missed this? Like
You did, yes.
I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
No. Again, Code Basement Lab. Totally fine. Totally fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. But the fiat is a great way, because that means we can actually start to no, it's great. The fiat is super important, because the big thing from a logistics standpoint, the problem that Web3 has is it's so new, it doesn't have a lot of the things that Web 2 has, meaning e-commerce stores, the ability to buy things on a daily basis, like things that a normal, quote unquote, normal business would have. Web3 doesn't have, because it works on drops and there's like spikes in revenue. And what we're trying to do is start to have things that not only can we do drops where more people can come in, and we can invite more people to purchase and really become a part of our community, but we can start to have things like e-commerce and actually sell things on a regular basis in ways that we haven't before. So fiat is still going to be a really big thing. Pretty awesome.
Here we go. Next question.
I know.
All right.
What's fiat? Rages says. Sorry, no idea. So fiat is this arcane concept of I don't even know. It's a dying thing, but people still use it, so we have to kind of have it. It's pretty much what it is.
So not crypto, basically.
Yes.
So
Rages.
USD.
Dollars.
Is he making a joke?
Yeah, Rages is
So
making a
literal.
joke. Developers are very
Back to where I laughed.
developers are
Look,
very
okay.
literal people. Developers are very literal people.
So bad.
It's fine. KG says, did he say chubby normies? Yes, I did. Did you see our, wait a minute, look, did you see our data? I'm just going to, like, mostly between the ages of 30 and 50, experience in the space, self-identify as holders, very informed and global. I'm going to say
They're not necessarily chubby.
lovable.
More to love.
You know what? 2024 we'll have
Andrews can be chubby.
we will have a fitness product.
Oh, sure. We would just put a comic and make it fun to get it. I don't know. In this product, yeah.
Just please ignore me.
It's fine. This is the Peep show. You can do whatever you want.
Heinous and his buns of steel.
Heinous and here, I got to turn the camera there. So
Oh, sorry.
Just leaning
So
over.
it's like a
So-
shake weight themed game.
Oh my God! Wait.
What's he in?
That's
yeah.
what we yes, I would be all about.
Yeah, broke Dusty.
It could be humorous fitness products. I'm not saying you have to be like actually useful.
I am all for the shake weight. I actually had a character use the shake weight at my time at Marvel, and I don't know why I didn't last that job too long. I don't know why they had a
No
problem
wonder.
with my sense of humor.
Okay.
I'll never forget my boss coming out to me and pulling me aside and saying, Todd, this is true. We can't have Wolverine shit himself. That's when I knew my time at Marvel was over. I was like, you remember that? Yeah.
That was a really funny bit. But
Thank you.
I didn't let it go through.
No, they didn't let it go. MK says fiat is old and busted. ETH is new hotness. This is true. I love ETH.
I
Man.
know, but we got to bring them in. We got to bring in the folks
Got to bring him in.
to then educate. Hey, look at this other thing you can buy with.
That's right.
What do you want to do?
So we got one more slide for you. I got one more. This is, I think, the big reveal of, or I say this is the think is the big reveal of the town hall. MK said really quick. MK says, "LOL, Deadpool can ish himself, not Wolverine."
That's the rule.
You know, I thought it was going to be funny. Yeah, but that's what makes it funny is that Wolverine shouldn't do that, but if he craps anyway. Yeah, totally fine. I do agree with you. Deadpool crapping himself is totally doable.
Todd's not
all right.
better.
So,
Right.
so this big reveal. When did we first come up with this idea, Todd? Do you remember?
Dusty, you're such a provocateur. We talked. Okay, so before I say this, because this was not planned. Should I actually say, without saying the project, should I actually
No.
tell you the story?
No.
No.
We
I'm
don't
just
want
curious.
to. We don't want to call out.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just curious as to when we first thought of this.
Was it okay, you're gonna have to help me, Dusty, because my to be fair, my time is a thing with me. So Was it last summer?
I think it was like, yeah, April, May.
April and
something
May.
like that. Yeah.
So last April or May, we came up with this idea, and we said we want to do it. And just the way our schedule worked last year, we just launched so much stuff, dude. Like it was too hard. So we were like, cool, but we wanted to do it. So this has been in the plans and in the idea hopper for a while, and we're gonna do it this year. You guys ready? So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be launching, a virtual NFT event. We're going to be doing Web3 Comic-Con. This is the best Web3 pop culture summit on the planet. It's coming summer of 2023. We are so excited to be launching this. This is one of the reasons we've been kind of highlighting the evening alpha stuff and highlighting the super secret stuff is because of events like this, so that we can take all the awesome stuff and all the people that we've been meeting and pull them together for events for you guys. This is going to be online, virtual, comfort of your own home. You don't have to leave anywhere. 2023. I'm not going to tell you more than this. I will say, can I tell them that the website will be up like this? So the landing page will be up this week. Okay. So we're going to have this up this week. You guys will be able to get notified, whatever. You guys will be notified anyway, but this will be public. We'll be launching it to the wider audience and to Super Secret and everywhere else this week. If you've seen Evening Alpha, you know some of the faces, some of the names. We've already confirmed a whole bunch of guests. We've already been working on this. We have a whole bunch more coming in the next several months. So this is going to be a big deal, man. KG.
Oh my gosh.
MK. Like KG says, wow. Yeah, hell yeah, man. And MK says, insert wide eye emoji and LOL living room cosplay.
Still have a cosplay contest.
We sure could.
That could be kind of fun.
I think we should.
Oh yeah. See,
That's
this
an
is what
idea.
Community's all about.
I like that a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. KG says, time to break out my He-Man costume. For real. So we're already coming up with some events. Of course, we want to pick your brain. I think doing a virtual at-home cosplay contest is pretty amazing. I think we just greenlit that. So thank you to KG and MK. That's pretty awesome. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming up. This is just one of it. This is the stuff we're building. And again, if there's one thing I think all of us as a team would want to convey to you guys who are also part of our team, like as a community, if there's one thing that we can convey, it's that doing adult fantasy drops and evening alpha and lore games and super secret and Web3 Comic-Con now, it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of the same thing. The more value that we can provide to adult fantasy, like core to fam, to you guys, and the more value that we can promote to the wider community, it's going to benefit everybody. It's going to benefit everybody. So again, everything that we're doing is here to really push and make sure that AF is here to stay for years to come. And this is sort of the next step in that wrong. I got a little distracted because Studio, aka Avery, said make Andrew cosplay Sailor Moon. And
Well, that has to happen.
No, please. We need to get Andrew to cosplay Sailor Moon.
Yeah, this needs to happen now.
Avery,
This is out in the universe. It needs to happen.
This is there. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do some kind of cosplay thing. We're gonna do it. And I think we gotta get Andrew maybe we can get Andrew to do a special, like his Peep show, like where he eats. So Andrew has a thing that he used to have a thing called Peep show. Okay, so here's the full story. This is all public knowledge, and I don't think he would mind us telling you. So Andrew's diabetic, and he would do this show called Peep show where he would eat Peeps, like the actual candies. And Avery and I would call it a Russian roulette show because he's like not supposed to eat
like vast amounts of sugar,
pure sugar. And so he would have this show called Peeps, the Peep Show. And so having him do a Peep Show while he cosplays as Sailor Moon, I think would be just the height of weird, and maybe something we could do. What do you the more I don't know. We'll see. Part of me wants to do it, and part of me wants to throw up in my mouth. So
a lot of therapists would be very happy with us.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we had all these holders, and then Andrew did a Peep Show dressed as Sailor Moon, and everybody, or 98% or whatever it is, 93% hold rate went down.
I can't imagine what happened to our numbers.
I have no idea. Avery's laughing. He digs it. Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, that's what we got, guys. There's more to come. Tip of the iceberg. This is going to be a very big year. This is going to be, if I had to sum this year up, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong or if you want to add to it, but based on what we've talked about. So just to give some context to what's coming up in 2023, beyond things like the Web3 Comic-Con, Web3 Comic-Con and beyond, I guess, like we spent over a dozen hours in workshop meetings, coming up with a plan for 2023, right, Dusty? I mean, I would say it's about at least several hours.
A dozen. It was like,
I think it was more than
30, 40.
30, 40.
Yeah, it was like a week.
Cool.
It was a whole week.
It was a whole week. So we spent a tremendous amount of time on this. If I had to categorize 2023 for adult fantasy pure, or even in large, like Web3 Comic-Con, I would say this is about community. So a lot of the things that we're going to be releasing this year are about community building, community engagement, community action. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, so a lot of the stuff that we're going to be dropping and coming out with, if you keep community engagement and community building in mind, you'll see exactly what it'll all fit in with our plan for the year. Because this year is a build year. We're building up for whenever the next bull run is, whatever. Like we're bringing people in and making it bigger. And so we definitely want to say thank you. Of course, Q&A time. If there's any Q&A, of course, you guys can always jump in at any point. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump in. Galaxy Rider says exciting stuff. Thank you so much, Galaxy. You're awesome, and we love having you in the group. If there's also, guys, if there's anybody that you want to see at the Comic-Con, let us know, and we'll do our best to reach out. So we have some idea of who we're going to invite, and we have a guest list that's growing already. But if there are, if you're part of a project that you love and you think they'd be a good fit, and they're a super good team, let us know. We'd love to get them in. We'll do an evening alpha with them. Maybe we'll get them into Super Secret. Maybe we'll get them into Web3 Comic-Con. We want to connect with the best projects out there. So, and that's it, guys. Is there anything else you want to cover or say besides thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for a really awesome year.
Drops, but those are coming this year. Like don't worry about that. That's happening. We're the first quarter is preparing for that. So.
For sure. Yeah. It's very much kind of like last year was in that regard.
Yeah.
Like last year, January and February, like the first quarter was preparing all the tech and
what we had learned from the previous year. And so that's pretty much the same this year. But with that focus on building community. So
100%. That's a great point. MK says, sorry, Ray, just to see there too. MK says, appreciate the stats. Really helps people understand that we have a lot of folks that don't have to grind it out day in and day out in the Discord and Twitter. 100%. And I know, it's something we talk about. Like, we know that there's a dozen. You guys are hardcore, and it's pretty much sometimes it feels just like us, right? But it's also important to know that it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, people do come in and people are quiet, and you know how it is. Like, everyone has 200 Discords that they're in, and their 200 servers that they're a part of in Discord. but there's a lot of people in our group. You know what I mean? Like it's been growing, and so it's just important for us to be there and show up and yeah, and especially like you said, MK, like show the stats. Like, hey, yo, this is growing. Like we're not small. Rager says a meet and greet at some point. So there is going to be a meet and greet. We're planning. So it's not in this drop in this town hall. We are planning a meet and greet, probably second quarter. So I'll go ahead and Ray just brought it up. I'll go ahead and talk about it. So we were at NFT NYC last year and we had a blast. I had a blast. It was only me last year, but it was awesome. This year we're thinking about we haven't made any plans yet. We're talking about it, but we'll most definitely go, and it may be more than just myself. In any case, because we have super secret, and a lot of those people we met at NFT NYC last year, and we haven't told anybody, so no one in super secret knows about this yet. But internally, what we're thinking about doing is actually doing a meet and greet, like a hangout in New York City, at some bar. So we'll bring in all of the, open it up to AF and open it up to other projects, like other project founders, so that if you're part of AF and you want to hang out, and first of all, we'd love to meet and see people in person, of course, and you get to hang out with other project founders and kind of like hobnob or whatever it is, like just meet other people. You know what I mean? But yeah, Rageous, it's 100% on the docket. I think if we do NFT NYC, we'll probably do a meet and greet in New York City. If you can't do New York City, Rageous, I would love to hear your ideas. Same thing with MK and Galaxy and everybody else, KG, like maybe we can do other meet and greets. So if you have other ideas, DMs are always open for, general DMs, whatever, let us know. But I think it's a really cool idea to meet up in New York, because that's going to be a huge hub. There's going to be a tremendous amount of stuff to do. It'd be awesome to hang out and just grab drinks and grab a bite to eat or something. It'd be really cool. And maybe we have some special stuff at the hangout. So for sure, meet and greet is 100%. And I think that's going to be like, once we start it, it's going to be at least annual, if not more so, because I would love to do more of that stuff. So hell yeah, guys. Hey, okay. So MK says I should be at NFT NYC this year. But aren't a lot of your crew here in Florida? Maybe. Yeah, Florida is not a problem to travel. So yeah, we could do, like, New York is easy, Florida is easy. We're East Coast, so Florida is easy, New York City is easy, right? I would say. I look at Melissa because she controls the purse. And the calendar. Rager says may plan it too. I would say this, like, and maybe we can even get some of the Lore Games people here. I would love to get Avery and Andrew and Ramel and Zach. Like, I'd love to get all of them up there if they want to go. I highly recommend it.
Look at the Orlando Con. When is that?
Yeah, Orlando MegaCon is a big hub in Florida, so MegaCon could be a thing. I don't know when it is. We can look at it though. But KG says I'll be at NFT NYC this year too. Awesome. I gotta say, Rageous, if you're thinking about it, here's the deal. I don't know if you remember, but I was super public about, like, I don't know if I want to go. Like, people were saying it wasn't worth paying and just go for the parties and da. Man, like, it was awesome. Pretty much, I don't want to say every, because that's not true, but a lot of the projects you probably hold are throwing parties or get-togethers in New York City. So the whole city is basically NFT Fest. And it was so much fun. Like, it really was. It's the best way that I can think about it is like, or express it, is it's still early, but it feels like Comic-Con meets E3, if that makes sense. Right? Like, Flint, you've been to E3, right?
I have not, actually.
Really? Have you been to PAX?
No. I know. I'm uncultured.
Game Developers Conference. It's basically
Okay, so it's like okay, well then okay, fine. So it's kind of like GDC. It's the same kind of thing. It's like GDC meets Comic-Con would be.
Yeah.
It's very similar, right? It was very cool. So Rageous, would love to see you if you want to go. Obviously, you know, everyone has to make their own decision and stuff. I was pleasantly surprised with how much fun I had and how many people I was able to meet. It was really cool. MK says, maybe you all come to Free Play Florida in November. I'll comp all the weekend tickets for any of my AFers that make it. Woo! What is Free Play Florida? I don't even know what that is. Do you, Flint?
I feel like it's something I should have heard of, but I don't know.
Oy.
I know.
MK, you have to pop some information into general. I don't know. I've never heard of Free Play Florida, but it sounds awesome. So depending on when it is, we can try to make it. We can try to do a showing of there. I'll probably be walking around Heroes Con in Charlotte this year as well. Heroes Con is an awesome comic convention that focuses on artists, which is why I like going. So it doesn't have like the pop culture big, like New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, like Paramount Pictures and Universal, but it focuses on artists. That's pretty cool. Oh shit! MK says largest pin and arcade expo in the Southeast.
Ooh.
Oh, I see. I might go because MK, you and I have some mutual friends, and I might want to go to just hang out. That's awesome. Free play. That makes so much. That's why they would call it free play, because it's pinball. I love pinball, man. So pin and arcade. Okay. All right. It's a dangerous place for me, man, because I
come home with a whole machine.
Yeah. I used to own Spy Hunter. I used to own the Spy Hunter arcade, and that thing, man, I love arcade games.
That's a Friday night story.
That is a Friday night story. MK says we put it on every year, all volunteer. Awesome. Hell yeah. All right. So MK, do you know what the dates are? I don't want to take up too much of your time, buddy, but
it's January. We got time.
January of
No,
we're in January. It's in
oh,
November.
like now.
Oh,
it's in November.
It's in November.
Oh,
11 months.
Damn it!
That's what Dusty was saying. It was like next week or something.
No, we have 11 months.
You're like, it's in January.
Ty's timey-wimey. He's so timey-wimey. Hey,
we can take our time.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we can do this.
I'm like, we gotta go. How are we gonna do this? Cool. November, we can do it. We got time. Sounds good. Anyway, guys, it's the Peep Show. Thank you, guys. Q1 recap of 2022. Love you all. Thank you guys again for making 2022 such a banner year. It's amazing how much output. I mean, you guys know we're a small team. We love being a small team. We produced a shit ton for considering our size. We did a lot, and we do it for you guys, and we love you. And we're going to go to bat again for 2023, bigger and better, and beyond. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, with that said, we will see you in Discord, see you in general. Next up, what do we have next? We should go ahead and I think we've got more stuff coming up this week. Evening Alpha is this week. Lore Games is this week. Nerd Den is this week. So we're kind of back to a normal schedule, trying to crack that 150 events per 6 months or per year or whatever it is. We will see you guys around. See you later this week. See you in general right after this. And we love you and take care. Anything else, guys, before I call it?
That's all.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Awesome. We love you guys. With that, peace out. God bless. Take